Um, First off, the City of Lake Forest appreciates the efforts of the Forest Preserve District Board and staff, as well as the contributions from the members of the Advisory Committee. We further acknowledge the unique challenges that have delayed the progress with developing this property to date, and recognize that many different constituents and their vested interests are seeing this property achieve its full potential. Development of the site is one that will impact the use of this property for decades to come, and the City of Lake Forest feels it's important that the decision is made at a time that provides the greatest opportunity for success and that is sustainable both financially and ecologically to meet the desires and the needs of the residents throughout Lake County. Though not opposed to a 9-hole hybrid course and public preserve option 2B as a concept, the city is concerned with the timing of such a development in light of the current golf industry decline, the potential impact on existing golf facilities, the lack of evidence of any economic impact on either the neighbors or the city of Highwood, and the overall economic climate. The city's position, therefore, is that it is not physically prudent to move forward with 2B at this time, and that the Forest Preserve should look at immediate opportunities to enhance the property that would not, however, preclude future options such as a golf course or other significant recreation amenity. The city feels this phased development approach will best serve all interested constituents until such time as the economic climate is more conducive for making this enduring decision. And I think just to add 2 other sort of quick points, I think part of my reasoning for bringing up the issue at the end of the last meeting was, what is that saying, a camel is a horse designed by committee? And I've felt that while we're trying to appease different interests here, we're going to end up with a product that's not going to ultimately satisfy anybody. And I think that while the discussion this evening about going forward with the option 3, I guess it is, I think that we have to be very careful in terms of what we put in that RFP, in terms of what we're looking for outcomes. I think that's going to be critical. Because as I said earlier, the City of Lake Forest has to be very concerned about the impact that it's going to have on its current operations, because we do have a fiduciary responsibility to the residents of Lake Forest, much like every other interest that's represented here this evening has a fiduciary responsibility to themselves. So I think that finally, and I want to underscore that I think the Forest Preserve does have an obligation here that has been unmet. And if I was a resident of the town of Fort Sheridan, I think I would be pissed as well. Because quite frankly, up to this moment, the only thing they have to show any prospective purchaser of property is a golf course design plan that quite frankly is never going to see the light of day, as we all know it. And so I think that it's incumbent upon all of us, if we don't go forward with the golf course at this time, that we can come up with plans that are going to enhance the property, that they can show future prospective buyers of the property, number one, but as was pointed out earlier, if done well, it can enhance the property values as much as a golf course can, which I think is certainly an underlying issue that we have to be sensitive to as we go forward. So those are the city's positions.
So to make sure I understand, you would not make a decision at this time. You would make any enhancements to the property that would enhance the property value for the people living here and economic development, but that you're not opposed to 2B as a concept, but you don't think it should be moved forward with at this time.
Right, leave the golf course area, if designated, if you will, land bank the property so that you can always come back and build the course if we see an uptick in rounds of golf and other things like that. But if the golf industry is going to continue to move in the direction it is, I mean, quite candidly, none of us individually, if this was before our communities, would be even considering it based on the financial projections. It doesn't make any sense from a business standpoint. So I think that's one of the things that we have to be sensitive to.
And that also any RFP needs to be very clear about the outcome so that you get the type of
correct
response.